And how's it going, everybody? This is Robbie One Kenobi bringing you my predictions for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Of course, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 is this Saturday live on the WWE Network. Very excited for this show. Overall, I feel like this is a very good card from NXT. Really looking forward to just pretty much every match on this card. I don't think you could really say there's a throwaway match on this card. And, of course, it is the third straight NXT TakeOver Brooklyn event, so this is going to be a big deal, and it's pretty much a homecoming as they have promoted it for NXT, with a few notable NXT talent going to be in attendance Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to the show overall. Let's get right down to business with my predictions. We're going to start off with the first match: Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas. Of course, Andrade will have Zelina Vega in his corner. This should be a good match. In terms of who I think will win, with Andrade Cien Almas being paired with Zelina Vega, the former Thea Trinidad, he has been, racking up some wins. He recently beat No Way Jose on NXT TV. So, that's pretty much good enough reason why to think Andrade would win. But then, of course, you got Johnny Gargano. He's looking to establish himself as a singles competitor. He's moved on from, the heartbreak of being betrayed by his, best friend and former tag team, well, former best friend, I should say, and former tag team partner, Tommaso Ciampa. So this is one of those win-win situations for both guys. Like they're in a must-win situation. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano. Like, I like Andrade Cien Almas. And yes, he has been used as enhancement talent in the past. And I'm not saying that this match with Johnny Gargano is he's being used as enhancement talent. I just think, like, with the way it's going, I just see Johnny Gargano winning this, because eventually when Tommaso Ciampa is healed and cleared to go, at one of these takeover specials we'll get Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. It has to happen. And I honestly thought it would have happened here had Ciampa not got hurt. But as far as Gargano versus Almas, I'm going to pick Johnny Gargano to win. Next, we have for the NXT Tag Team Championship, the champion, the Authors of Pain, defending against Sanity. I'm really excited for this match just because I think this is going to be a wild, hard-hitting affair between these two. I mean, you've seen recently how they've just been brawling the past few weeks on NXT TV. At one point, Eric Young returned, and I forgot which member of AOP they tied that guy's hand to the guardrail, to the, what I'm talking about. I forgot which member of AOP that was, but I'm just saying, like, seeing Sanity go at Authors of Pain like this, it is just crazy, and it makes me excited for this match, because it's probably not going to be a 5-star classic, but I think this is going to be an awesome, hard-hitting brawl. And with that said, I think Sanity are going to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. For a while, we were wondering who would dethrone the Authors of Pain. Since they've beaten DIY before, they've beaten the Revival, they beat Heavy Machinery. So AOP pretty much seemed unstoppable. But I honestly think Sanity will be the ones to defeat them, because I know there are a few of us saying, well, are TM61 really going to defeat AOP, when TM61 return? Probably not, but now I know for sure it's probably not going to be them, because I just feel like Sanity are credible guys to defeat AOP. So with that said, my pick is for Sanity to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. Next, we have Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black, and what I think is going to be one of the best matches of the night. Hell, it could be the match of the night. It may even be a match of the year contender, because this is going to be quite a hard-hitting affair between the strong style specialist Hideo Itami and the mixed martial arts specialist Aleister Black. Now, I think right off the bat you would say, oh, Aleister Black's going to win this match, but I'm actually picking Hideo Itami to win. And why I'm picking Hideo Itami to win is because lately Hideo Itami has been demanding respect. He believes he deserves respect. He's taken on this great heel persona. And I feel like this is going to be the moment where he's going to do whatever he has to in order to beat Aleister Black. I feel like he's going to either low blow him or use some kind of cheap, dirty tactic to get the upper hand on Aleister Black, and then he's going to hit him with the GTS. Aleister Black losing his undefeated streak here at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn is not going to hurt him. Undefeated streaks, when built properly, they do mean something, but not everybody has to have an undefeated streak. Asuka, for example, and I'm going to talk more about her when I get to the NXT Women's Championship match next. Asuka's undefeated streak, quite a remarkable undefeated streak. But for Aleister Black, if he was to lose at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, it's not going to hurt him. You know, one or two losses will not hurt him, especially if Hideo Itami has to resort to some cheap tactic in order to beat Aleister. So with that said, I'm picking Hideo Itami to beat Aleister Black. I think they're going to have a hell of a match, like I said. I could see Aleister Black winning, but I honestly feel that with this heel turn that Hideo Itami is in right now, he's been doing great stuff as a heel so far. I feel like he's going to resort to whatever he has to beat Aleister Black. So in the end, I'm picking Hideo Itami to beat Aleister Black. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship match. Asuka defending against Ember Moon. I've really enjoyed the build to this match. I honestly thought at NXT TakeOver Orlando, like a lot of us did, that Ember Moon was going to dethrone Asuka, and then Asuka resorted to pushing the referee into Ember Moon and knocking out Ember Moon with a roundhouse kick to retain the championship. I was shocked when it happened, but as you can see with that, it's further added to this ego that Asuka has developed because she's been unbeatable. No one has even come close to beating her. Ember Moon was actually the closest to ever beat her, you know, and I love it. This is great storytelling, great character development. This has been one of the best NXT women's feuds since NXT was established. You know, Asuka is undefeated. She is the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. You know, has an undefeated streak that has surpassed Goldberg. And I really liked how last night on NXT the fans are chanting Asuka, Asuka, like how they would chant Goldberg. That was so cool. But I think this is finally going to be Ember Moon's redemption, vindication. This will be the night Ember Moon finally wins the NXT Women's Championship and finally dethrones Asuka. And it's going to be one hell of a feeling. Think about it. 2 years ago, we had what is still my favorite women's match in all of professional wrestling, Sasha Banks versus Bayley. What a remarkable and magical match that was, and what a magical moment it was for Bayley when she won the NXT Women's Championship. Imagine how rewarding, how vindicating it's going to feel for Ember Moon in Brooklyn to dethrone Asuka and finally win the NXT Women's Championship. I honestly do not see any reason why Asuka would retain the NXT Women's Championship at this point. I thought she was going to drop it at TakeOver Orlando and then show up at WrestleMania, which of course didn't happen. But I honestly feel like this is going to be the moment where Asuka finally falls to Ember Moon. You know, all good things must come to an end, and I feel like Ember Moon is finally going to win the NXT Women's Championship. This is going to be a hell of a match. I am so looking forward to seeing the story that these two are going to tell. What is Asuka going to do to try to knock off Ember Moon once more? What will Ember Moon resort to dethrone Asuka? Who's going to take that extra mile? Who's going to take that extra step? I'm excited for this match. This is going to be a hell of a match. It might even be the match of the night. And I know I said Hideo Itami and Aleister Black had a chance to be match of the night. That match or Asuka and Ember Moon, in my opinion, will be the match of the night. We will see. But as far as my prediction, Ember Moon to dethrone Asuka. And then I think what they should do at the next NXT TakeOver special, which I think is the Houston one, night before Survivor Series, what I think they should do is to bring this feud to an end and then ultimately send Asuka off to the main roster, is do Ember Moon versus Asuka in either Last Woman Standing or an Iron Woman match, or hell, a women's ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship. Either of those stipulations would be great. Which one would I prefer? I would prefer Iron Woman, but I don't want it to sound like, oh, they're just following the pattern that Sasha and Bayley had when, you know, when they made history 2 years ago. But Iron Woman would be a very emphatic, scintillating stipulation because, you know, they'd have to go that extra mile to score as many pinfall submissions, whatever, to win the match. But Last Woman Standing, I think, would be awesome because they would just kick the crap out of each other until one of them until one of them is left standing. Excuse me. But as far as the prediction goes, I'm going with Ember Moon to win the NXT Women's Championship. And finally, guys, we get to the main event. Bobby Roode defending his NXT Championship against Drew McIntyre. I gotta say this, the glorious Bobby Roode defending that glorious NXT Championship against Drew McIntyre. First off, I just want to say that Drew McIntyre has had one hell of a run since returning to NXT in WWE and NXT in April. He's just been on a roll. He's just been, so dominant. Great to see him doing as well as he's doing in NXT. And I do believe he will be the NXT champion, but I don't think it's gonna happen on Saturday night. Before last Wednesday, I honestly thought maybe Bobby Roode was gonna lose the title to Drew McIntyre, but with the whole situation between Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong still going on, and what happened last night on NXT with Bobby Roode getting involved in the Drew McIntyre Roderick Strong main event, and attacking both guys, laying both guys out, I feel like what's gonna happen is this: Roderick Strong is gonna get involved, and he's going to inadvertently cost Drew McIntyre the match. I'm not sure if it's gonna be he gets Bobby Roode, he gets Drew McIntyre disqualified, or he inadvertently lays out Drew McIntyre and allows Bobby Roode to pin him, something like that. But I feel like Roderick Strong is going to cost Drew McIntyre the match inadvertently because of his hatred for Bobby Roode. Their feud's going to continue because Bobby Roode has to face Roderick Strong because he got Roddy disqualified, so Roddy wins. Or he got McIntyre disqualified for attacking Roddy, so Roddy wins the match, and technically he's going to get a match with Bobby Roode. So eventually what I see this leading to is at NXT TakeOver Houston, I feel like it's going to be a triple threat between Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, and Roderick Strong. What a lot of fans wanted to see, what a few fans wanted to see here at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And yeah, ultimately I feel like at that show, Bobby Roode will finally drop the NXT Championship. I feel like he will not get called up to the main roster until maybe Royal Rumble weekend, or maybe even after WrestleMania, because he is one of the best draws on NXT right now. He's one of the best heels. He's doing great things. I feel like NXT has done so much more with Bobby Roode than TNA ever did with him during his time there. So I'm excited for this match. I hope it's a good to really good match. Like I said, Drew McIntyre has been just killing it since he returned to the WWE and since he showed up in NXT. But I don't feel like tonight is his night, or Saturday night will be his night. I do believe he will be an NXT champion in the future, but I don't think it's going to be Saturday night because, like I said, I feel Roderick Strong will get involved and some way inadvertently cost Drew McIntyre the championship. So with that said, guys, that will do it for my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 predictions. Like I said, I'm very excited for this show. Looking forward to seeing what goes down, who shows up, and you have to believe, with NXT signing Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, pretty much signing Red Dragon, you have to believe that come Saturday, we will see in some form, whether he's in the crowd, whether he gets involved in a match, you have to believe Adam Cole is going to show up at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And there's rumor that Donovan Dijak may also be going to NXT. Leo Rush reportedly signed with NXT. This is going to be quite an NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I'm not saying they're going to – Adam Cole, you have to believe, is going to be there. Leo Rush, he may show up. He may not show up until a TV taping. Same thing with Donovan Dijak, because I heard it's a rumor. But I'm excited because you never know who's going to show up at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. You don't know. You never know who's going to show up in NXT in general. But you got to believe Adam Cole is going to be at TakeOver Brooklyn 3, because if they already have Kyle O'Reilly, they already have Bobby Fish, that's, Red Dragon pretty much, you got to believe Adam Cole is going to be at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So that'll do it for my predictions, guys. Like I said, I'm very excited for the show. Can't wait to see Mauro Ranallo and the crew call the show, especially Mauro. He's going to be calling his first NXT TakeOver special in Brooklyn nonetheless. I couldn't be happier for him. I always wanted to see Mauro Ranallo call an NXT TakeOver special, and now I get to on Saturday night, which is my birthday, by the way. So what a birthday present I'm going to get to check out NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Wish I could be in Brooklyn live, but with that said, guys, very excited for this show. Leave your thoughts down below, comments, predictions. Tell me what you think about this show on Saturday night. What are you most excited for? Who do you think is going to show up? And once again, guys, to recap my predictions, I have winning on Saturday night, Johnny Gargano, Sanity winning the NXT Tag Team Championships, Hideo Itami Ember Moon finally dethroning Asuka and becoming the NXT Women's Champion. And Bobby Roode, by hook or crook, retaining the NXT Championship and ultimately leading into a triple threat match between him, Drew McIntyre, and Roderick Strong. So thanks, guys, as always, for watching and listening. This is Robbie One Kenobi signing off. Tomorrow, I will be doing SummerSlam predictions, which are probably going to be a little longer because of all the matches and whatnot. But definitely make sure to tune into those. Enjoy NXT TakeOver Brooklyn on Saturday. I'll catch you guys later. Make sure to go check out some of my other content that I've recently uploaded. Everybody have a good day, have a good night, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.